cat's out of the bag. Producer says we need shorter episodes. So in my attempt to create a short episode, I have grabbed something from your room for you to talk about.
Okay.
I figure, like, we got a timer in front of us now, like a comedian on stage.
Oh, I see.
Look at so that. We're going to try to keep it to 10 minutes. I say 8 to 12. We can end a little early, end a little late, as long as we don't go for an hour and a half like we tend to do sometimes, right? 30 seconds down. This is like Bill Burr when he was talking shit about Philadelphia. I'm Chris Lujan.
I am called Bindu.
This is the I Ams. So I grabbed some stuff off of your shelf, and I just want you to tell me about it, what you know about it, its history, who gave it to you, whatever.
Oh, is this why, are we like, there's like people going, man, does he even fucking know what's on his fucking shelf?
No, I'm not quizzing you. I just figured you could probably talk about this for 10 minutes.
Yes.
I'm not trying to see if you know what you're talking about.
There is nothing on my shelves that I have sought after and, okay. Easy.
Yeah, I figure I'm not trying to make things difficult. I'm just trying to give you a topic.
Right.
Something that you could talk about.
Okay, so I grew up on Mad Magazine, and Spy versus Spy is maybe the coolest part of Mad Magazine, because more than once they will show up throughout that magazine in a silent comic of one spy versus the other.
Right.
It's usually 9 panels.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It can
I know
change.
it. Yeah. Classic.
Right.
It's classic American. It's one of those things. Mad Magazine.
I collected Mad Magazine specifically for Spy versus Spy.
Okay.
And so they have very rare toys. Very rare merch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There might be Mad Magazine. What's his name? Howard E. Newman? Is that what his name? Howard E. Newman? I could imagine shirts that say like Mad Magazine, but it's not like there were toys.
No. Well, there are toys. I have them. They're in my storage, and they're very expensive.
They're rare.
Yeah. Like this little set right here, it comes with this little tiny book, right? And this is, I think, like $80 to $100.
Oh, damn.
Right now on eBay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I've had it since day one,
Yeah. So
I'm
you
just
bought
about
these.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
You're just wasting time, bro. We only got 10 minutes. Make sure to like and subscribe and join our Discord and Patreon. Check out our links.
Now back to the show. No, I get it. Dude, there is a Halloween party, right, where Monica Cataldo and her now current husband, they're with us there. And Heather is pregnant. And she is in my ex-wife, but then wife. And she is in a black trench coat and a black Spy versus Spy mask.
Oh,
the
yeah.
hat, the whole thing. She went the whole time as the black spy.
All right.
It was really fucking
And
cool.
you weren't White Spy?
I was not White Spy. I went as... I did fail.
You got to team up on that shit. But
I couldn't get the White Spy mask.
Spy versus Spy.
Yeah.
Came from Mad Magazine, right? Is there Spy versus Spy in its own universe? I don't mean its own universe, but I mean, are there dedicated Spy versus Spy books? Or, even like a book of the collected comic strips or something like that?
It's funny that you mentioned that. There is an omnibus.
There is, okay.
Right, and it just came out last year, maybe. And I picked it up. I have it right now.
Oh, yeah, dope.
Yeah. I'll get it.
Okay, Spy versus Spy. It was awesome.
Edit.
Oh, yeah,
God
I could
damn,
always
it's on
edit
the bottom.
these, yeah.
On the bottom, let me grab these guys.
Hi, Shaky. We have an earthquake. Oh, my God.
There was supposedly an earthquake.
There was an earthquake earlier. Brandon got me high enough to not realize that an earthquake was happening.
It's my fault.
Okay, see, so like that's great because there's more to talk about Spy versus Spy than just these.
No, correct. I have the omnibus. So Spy versus Spy has always been my shit.
That was me checking to see.
And this is the collection of every single one of them.
I love it.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and they were all done by one guy, huh?
Antonio.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, Cuban.
How long did it run? Do you know? I mean,
It's
it probably
still going.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Mad Magazine is still a thing.
Well, they only have like annual issues
Yeah,
now,
it's
or
like
they're
special
like
issue.
quarterly or something like
Yeah.
that. I see them in specialty places.
Wax Poetics was a magazine that I really loved, and it was monthly for a long time, but then it did go quarterly. In fact, they even changed up the format. Like, the size. It used to be, I think it's straight up comic book size, but like with a bound, binding. And now they're a little wider, like almost your traditional magazine size. But yeah, I collected that for a while, but then it did go quarterly.
Yeah.
So Mad Magazine's like that, I guess.
Mad Magazine and Cracked have always been a huge part of my life.
Cracked is that like Hobo Mad Magazine?
Correct.
It is, right? It's like it's not, you find them next to each other all the time, but Mad Magazine was always like the top choice one.
Correct. Right. And then when they went to
Oh,
TV,
not Howard, Alfred E. Newman.
When Mad went to TV, that's where Bobby Lee got famous.
Yeah, on Mad TV, yeah.
And Aries.
Till he shit in his boss's desk or some shit like that.
Well, he's always doing that.
Yeah. Is he still? I think he's changed. I think he's grown up a bit.
Well, he should. He's older than me.
Yeah.
I'm old as shit. That's what
I love me some Bobby Lee.
I've slowly realized I love Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
I love Kalila more than Bobby Lee. But I do love Bobby Lee.
Yeah, I guess I like them both equally.
Totally. But it's the whole Filipino thing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He is not Filipino.
No, man, that motherfucker is racist as shit. He called us jungle Asians. It was
Korean.
hilarious. It was so fucking funny. I couldn't stop him.
Kalila, she's not Filipino, right?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, I thought she was like Cambodian or something
dude,
like
she's
that.
Filipino.
You're thinking about all the donut shops.
Huh?
You're thinking about donuts.
Oh, yeah, I did learn that donut shops are owned by, or like, most donut shops in America are owned by Cambodian families. There's a whole thing called the Donut King I think it was on Hulu. They're basically one guy from Cambodia came and started the whole donut shop thing.
Okay.
It's so fucking interesting, man. I'm telling
he
you.
a white spy or a black spy?
He
Keeping us on target. We're at 6 minutes.
He was a brown spy.
Zing. Right?
But so it's funny, like I worked with this Ariana who she knows who you are because she's like friends with one of your friends or her cousin or boyfriend or something. She knows you through people, right?
Okay.
And so after I watched that documentary, she's Cambodian. And I worked with her at the shithole that is known as, blah, 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 blah.
Jesus Christ.
And so after I watched it, I went up to her and I was like, does your family own a donut shop? And she was like, because I'm Cambodian. It's just like that known.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I had absolutely zero idea about that.
I'm telling you, watch the doc. It's actually interesting.
So who owned Winchell's? That sounds Jewish.
I mean, I would have to look into that. But, I'm interested in mom and pop donut shop. Pink boxes with no names on them.
Sure.
I don't want, like, Dunkin' and Krispy Kreme. That's like Dutch Brothers, basically.
Krispy Kreme is better than Dunkin', though.
Agreed.
Maybe I'd agree with you. The only thing I really want from Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' are their old fashions because they're the most like a mom and pop donut shop taste. Although they are extra sugary. Like I was saying, like Dutch Brothers. Like Dutch Brothers coffee is just sugar in a cup. It's like I think it's the only time I've ever been to Dutch Brothers. I was like, do you have a vanilla latte? And they were like, oh, we don't really do that. And it was like, that's basic. That's what I want. They're about like sugar shit.
Gross.
So anyways, where are we at here time-wise?
I think there's just something very specific about a Krispy Kreme glazed donut that's like, I
don't ever want that unless I'm desperate. I want mom and pop, not affiliated with anybody else except for their Cambodian relatives.
I'm just saying that there's something different about the Krispy Kreme glazed donut that's like, that specifically, I want that right now.
No, now that you mention it, I get a mom and pop fucking donuts from Al's Donuts by Rayleigh's and Annie.
Dude, during COVID, I would go in there.
They're fucking Cambodian, aren't they?
Probably. I would go in there.
What the fuck they are?
Because I used to work across the street from there. I used to go there all the time. That's what helped me get this physique.
But the one on Railroad is also Al's Donuts, right?
That might just be a generic.
That's not Al's Donuts?
Like Eat at Joe's.
Yeah.
It
It was at this donut shop.
I swear that's
So
Al's Donuts.
I would go there. She would always give me extra stuff, which is unfortunate because I'm eating a donut. If I order
That's also an Al's Donuts.
if I order a donut,
Oh, that's Al's capital L.
this doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
But every time if I order a donut or 2 donuts, if I'm feeling extra fat, she would give me an extra donut. But during the pandemic, when things were starting to open up again, and you had to wear a mask and only 2 people in at one time or whatever, I just get like cinnamon roll. So that's one of my favorite shops. I would just order a cinnamon roll, which is my favorite donut, a cinnamon roll from a mom and pop shop, and just hand them a 20, and just be like, I know shit's fucking hard, man.
I love you for that.
They were so appreciative, but I love that donut shop. They deserve that shit.
Look at the time.
I know.
And 10. And there you go. Spy versus Spy. I love that donut shop. We could not stay on topic. We just can't.
But
I love it. I love it.
But what?
But
I love it.
But that would be a good thing, right? No? Like, it was like, we felt like we came to an end right there, right? We didn't just talk about Spy versus. Did you have way more to talk about?